ahead.
Thank you. Bye. I know what you guys thinking, like, what the fuck? Like, where are you at, Holiday? Like, where the fuck is the blue couch? Well, for those who don't know, Warren actually is a producer, and he has all of his equipment, his synchronizers, his keyboards, his mixers, all of that good shit in the living room. He's actually playing on the other side of my apartment. So if y'all hear like funny sounds, it's Warren trying to be David Guida for Saturday night. Didn't want to wait for him to finish playing. I actually wanted to film. I got my hair and my makeup done. So I'm using another side of my apartment. And these are all of my books. I know that like y'all are kind of surprised, like what the fuck, like Holiday reads? Yes. Okay, so like these are all the books. Well, I actually have a lot more. But these are some of the books that I have collected as a child all the way up until college. Even now, like there's some books that I actually bought like as an adult. I read all of them, and it's really cool to like look at them once in a while and be like, damn, like I read all of that. So this is part of my little library. So if y'all like this setup, let me know so I can continue. And if not, I'll probably go back to the blue couch. Or maybe I'll find like something else. I don't know. Maybe like, you know, when I have like enough space, maybe I'll buy a backdrop or something. But like for right now, this is a setup for tonight. Now, if you guys are new here, hey, my name is Holiday and I like to tell stories. I like to vlog. I like to talk shit here on the internet. So like, welcome to my YouTube channel. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so y'all can get y'all free entertainment every single week. And here is another story time. Oh my god, so like I've always wanted to tell this story about how I almost got my ass kicked at the strip club. But the thing is that like I was just so scared to tell the story, and the reason why was because like number one, I was still working at the strip club, and number two, I was still working with these fucking girls that try to beat my ass, and number three, like I was just like, I just didn't want to like go tell the story and like perpetuate like fucking like stripper stereotypes. But then like I had to like think about it to myself, like stereotypes exist for a reason. And unfortunately it happened to you. So like y'all, I don't even know where to begin to tell the story, but like, you know what, I'm just gonna like say it. I'm just going to express it, and here it is. So I need to give you like a little like background story about like how I met these girls and like what my relationship is with them, so it can make all sense about what the fuck happened that fucking night, okay? All right, so if you guys have watched like my YouTube video about how I was having drama with this one particular girl in my first home club, yeah, that fucking hoe. Anyways, so this was around this time that I started looking for like a new like home club. I just wanted like a new strip club that I can really work at. And it's really hard to find really good home clubs because there's always got to be something, you know, like either the place is way too far or the house fees are way too expensive. The girls are ugly, the clientele are cheap. Like there's just so many different like factors that contribute into having a good or a bad home club. So when I be like a permanent dancer at this club, I like was just so relieved. And the reason why was because number one is that all of the girls were like fucking hot. Like, oh my god, like it's so funny because like for me, at least, like I know I'm gonna sound like very vain, but like for me it's just like I like to associate myself with like greatness. And I know like I'm a hot girl. Like I may not be beautiful, but like I know I'm hot, meaning like I'm fuckable. I just wanted to be with really hot girls, and like all of these girls that I was working with, they were all fucking hot. They were all unique beauties. And then not only were they really fucking hot, but like majority of these girls were like really fucking nice. Like y'all, like when I found this club, not only were the girls hot and they were nice, and the clientele were like nice and they were very generous, my managers were like super fucking awesome to me. Like shout out to Jeff, Shout out to Danny. I love you guys. Like, y'all were the best. Oh, and Eddie too. Like, y'all were amazing. Like, great strip club managers. Like, I love you guys so much, and I miss you guys so much. Like, they were like they care about me. I was just really happy, you know, to find like a club where like I was able to like get best of both worlds. I had great coworkers. I was making consistent money, and I feel appreciated by the fucking managers. So everything was all great, right? Like, I had really good coworkers. I had really great managers. I was making consistent money every single weekend. It was all good. Now, there was these 3 girls that were like in a group, okay? There was a group made out of 3 girls, and we're gonna call them Jasmine, Maritza, and Brittany. Jasmine was like this really tall girl. Like, she was like, you could tell her way she was like ethnic, but you couldn't really tell like what her ethnicity was, but she was like beautiful. She was like a tall girl. She was like really, really pretty. And then Maritza, who is like the opposite. She's like really small, really, really petite. Same thing, just a beautiful woman. Like, when I saw her like dancing, I was just like, oh my god, that girl is so beautiful. But you know, she just like exuded like exoticness. Like, she was just ridiculously beautiful. And then Brittany was just like, you know, she was same thing. She was small and petite, but she was like very mousy, very quiet, but same thing, she was like really, really beautiful. So like, you have like these 3 group of girls who look completely different. They look nothing like each other, but you can tell right away that these girls, like, they didn't came to the strip club like to fool around. Like, they were on bad bitch moods, okay? They were bad bitches, and they're here to scam every single guy and get the fuck out. Like, those were the type of girls. It's like how these girls were very strategic. They were not very approachable girls. Like, it's so funny because every time when like they will walk into the strip club and they will walk into the locker room, like, they were like going in like if like they own the fucking place. And they exuded a lot of confidence. And sometimes when like a lot of girls have too much confidence, especially if they're hot, it can be translated as being fucking bitches. And I know that girls were like, oh yeah, like those girls are like a lot of drama, like don't hang out with them. And I'll be like, why? And they're just like, just don't hang out with them. They think they're like all that. And in my head, I'm just like, well, they're kind of all that because like they're hot and they make tons of money. Like, holy shit. They really say hi to me. I never say hi to them. It was just kind of like, I'm there, you're there type of situation, until one day Jasmine actually called my name. That caught me really off guard when she like yelled out my name, hey Holiday. And the reason why was because like I never spoke to this girl before. Like, I've seen her so many fucking times, but I never introduced myself, or she even introduced myself. But it kind of took me by surprise that she actually knew my name. And she was all like, hey Holiday. And I was just like, hi, how are you? Like, I don't know what your name is. And so she was like, hey, I just wanted to like, you know, tell you that I have an outfit and it looks really bad on me. It doesn't fit me because I don't have any breasts, and you have really big boobs. You have really nice big silicone boobs, and I was wondering if you wanted to buy it. And so I looked at the outfit and like, girl, like it was so beautiful. I must insert a picture right over here. It was like a beautiful like neon, like kind of like a sports top with like rhinestones, and it was pink, and then it had the matching underwear, and same thing, it had nothing but rhinestones. And like, you guys, like, I'm sorry, but like these fucking girls, like, not only were they hot, but like they had one of the best outfits that I've ever seen, especially Maritza. Like, oh my god, Maritza had one of the best outfits. Like, it's so fucking, like, okay, let me show you like what, let me show you, hold on. So these is one of the outfits that one of the girls would wear. Look how beautiful this shit is. Like, doesn't this scream bad bitch vibes? Like, this is amazing. And I remember Jasmine, she like brought an outfit, and I was just like, oh my god, like you want to sell it to me? She's like, yeah, it doesn't fit me. So I bought it off from her. And every time I wore that outfit, I'm not gonna lie, like, you guys, I would get so much attention. Everybody would be like, oh my god, where did you get that outfit? It's so beautiful. And I'll be like, oh my god, like, you know, like, Jasmine like sold it to me. And she's like, oh my god, like, really? And then Jasmine started having like this correlation of like, oh, like, you know, Holiday will buy my outfits. So it started becoming like kind of a routine, and where like she would come to the club and she will have an outfit from me and I will buy from her. And then Maritza started catching on that, like, oh, Holiday buys outfits. So she would try to push me to buy some of her outfits, but there was a lot of outfits that, number one, like, it didn't fit me because she was just like really, really fucking petite, and I'm not petite anymore. Like, I'm a thick Latina now, especially with these girls, and she did not have any of these. She was like complete opposite of me. Still a beautiful woman, but like, it just doesn't fit me. Like, none of her clothes would fit me. They started having this correlation over like, oh, Holiday buys outfits. But then there came a point in where like I couldn't really buy any outfits anymore because number one, like, it was just too much money that I was spending, and like number two, like, I don't know, I just felt like it was weird that I was just like, okay, like, you guys never try to like really hang out with me or like talk to me or anything like that, like get to know me, but like y'all want to have like this relationship where like you want to like sell me outfits. Like, dude, like, I'm not some dude at the strip club. That's fucking weird, you know? So this was happening in like fall of 2018, right? Fast forward to like summer of 2019, okay? I already been in this club for like over a year. Everybody knows who I am. Everybody has seen the ups and downs of me. Like, I'm not a new girl. For those who are not strippers, y'all need to know that summer is like one of the driest fucking years here in California. Like, it's not even, like, it ain't even a joke. And the reason why summer is like fucking terrible here in California is because like there's just so many things to do here in California during the summer. Like, there's like the beaches, there's like Disneyland, there's Six Flags, there's so many fucking tourists, there's so many people who are leaving out of state, the fucking kids are out of school. Just so many things to do here in California, especially here in LA, you know, on the weekends. And like, you know, it's just like, why would you want to go to the strip club? So I feel like because this scenario was happening at the fucking club, I strongly believe that this bitch was in a bad mood because like it was just a bad fucking month. Like, nobody was making money. I honestly think that that's the reason why she was just so angry, because like nobody was making money, especially her. Like, nobody was making money. But anyways, so this situation actually happened on a Friday. Now, on Fridays, I come super fucking early, okay? I come like around like 8, 9, like at night, okay? And like 8 and 9 is like super early, like nobody's there. But when I got there, there was a dance special. I go in there and I get a dude and I was like, hey, let's get a dance. So we go to the VIP room. Now, there's this particular chair that I really, really like, okay? I always had a chair that I prefer to dance on. And we were on our way there, but it's all the way in the back, so you don't really see much. And I go to my chair, and when I look at the chair, there is a clutch there on my chair. Now, this happens all the time. Sometimes girls, when they're giving lap dances, they don't want to put the clutch in the floor. They end up putting it on the side of the chair. And this was the situation in this case. Now, because it was a lap dance special, everything was so rushed. And, you know, you could hear, like, the DJ saying, like, oh, my, like, you got 10 seconds, you got 5 seconds, okay? The song is about to start. And because I was being so rushed, I around and I could see the girl, you know, Jasmine, you know, flirting with her dude and shit. I was like, okay, I don't want to, like, interrupt their mood. I'm just going to, like, put her clutch in the floor. And as I said it before, this is something that normally happens all the time. Like, God, like, this happens to me all the time. Like, girls don't even ask. They'll be like, hey, Holiday, I'm going to put your clutch in the fucking floor. That's fine, girl. It's okay. So I do that, and I put it on the floor, and she immediately grabs me, and she's like, what? What the fuck are you doing? And so I grabbed her clutch, and I was like, here, girl, like, this is your clutch. I need the chair. And she's just like, give it to me. Don't put it on the floor. And I was like, okay, whatever. That is it. That's the only thing that happened, okay? Like, she didn't yell at me. She didn't say anything about it. She was just like, hey, like, give me my clutch. That's it. I continued with my lap dance. That was the only thing that fucking happened. Now, the entire fucking shift happened, okay? And I didn't have any words with her. I was about to leave. She ends up coming to the locker room and she walks straight to me. Now, I need to remind you that I was on my way home. So I had no shoes. I had my bag. I was ready to go. This bitch, on the other hand, she was still working. So she had her big ass heels. And she was just like super like neurotic. Okay, like she was hella neurotic. And she comes up to me and she was all like, Holiday, so like, what were you doing with my fucking clutch? Why were you acting all fucking weird? Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, what happened with your clutch and why was I acting weird? I'm telling you, like, this happened in the beginning of the shift, okay? And the entire shift happened and she never spoke a word to me until right now that I'm about to leave home. It's just like, don't ever grab my fucking stuff. Don't ever grab my stuff. And out of nowhere, dude, she's like screaming, don't ever fucking grab my fucking stuff, Holiday. You're fucking weird. You're fucking weird. Nobody fucking likes you. You're fucking weird. I swear to God, I'm like, what the fuck is this bitch like on? Like, what the fuck? The girl, not only did she fucking yelled at me, but she was like yelling all the way out. Don't fucking grab my stuff, Holiday. Don't fucking grab my stuff. What the fuck? Bitch, I was so fucking embarrassed, okay? Because number one, like, she was yelling at me in front of every fucking hoe at the fucking club. Like, everyone. And, like, number two, I was, like, in shock because I was just like, first of all, hold up. Like, what? Now, let me tell you something. If you're not a stripper, tell you that this is something that happens every single fucking time, okay? For those strippers who already know that this situation happens all the time, okay? There are many cases in where there's lap dance specials or you're just giving a lap dance and there's a fucking chair that you want to dance at, but fucking wallet, there's some shoes, there's a fucking robe. I don't know. There's just shit there, okay? And, you know, it's really normal for girls to be like, hey, girl, can you take your clutch off from the, you know, the chair because I need to use it? Or, hey, girl, I'm going to grab your stuff and I'm going to put it on the floor because I need to use this chair. It's completely normal. Like, this situation happens all the time. It has happened to me, okay? And where, like, girls don't even ask. They'll be like, hey, I'm just going to use your shit, okay? And I'll be like, all right, that's cool. Like, it happens all the time. But yet, this bitch made it seem like if I was trying to steal her stuff. Let me remind you, this bitch was selling me her fucking clothes, okay? I didn't even know the hoe. I didn't even know her. And this bitch, like, would sell me her clothes all the fucking time. And not only her, but even her friends started, like, coming up to me asking to buy their clothes off from that. Like, what the fuck? And, like, I just didn't understand the situation because I was just like, listen, like, I know, like, you're having a rough time. Like, everybody's having a rough time, but you don't gotta be a bitch to me, okay? Like, I didn't do shit. Like, I wasn't trying to be malice. But clearly, this bitch is trying to be malice because she's, like, trying to embarrass me in front of everybody. Like, what the fuck? Of course, like, if I was any other fucking stripper, like, this is where, like, I'm gonna, like, be real, okay? If I was any other fucking stripper who did not give care, kidder, okay? That's what happens in, like, stripper shit. Like, girls fight each other all the time. There's been so many fucking fights at the club. I've seen it. I've broken fights before. But guess what? I'm not the one, okay? You know why? Because, like, I actually care about my personal life and I actually care about my reputation. And, like, at this point, like, I was working as a behavioral technician. Like, do you know how embarrassing it is to, like, go and, like, apply for jobs and, like, having to explain, like, oh, like, the reason why I got that was because I got into a fight. Or, like, even worse, like, having to go into the fucking, like, to my work and, like, have, like, a fucking bruised eye and, like, having to explain I got into a fight, got into a girl fight. Like, that's just so fucking like, it just makes you look like a really irresponsible person. And they start questioning, like, what fucking, like, person are you outside of your job? I was just embarrassed. I was just scared. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't do shit to this bitch. So I went to management, dude. I sure did. I went to management. I was a snitch. And I was so shaken. And they're like, Holiday, what's wrong? Did you forget something? So I explained the whole situation to them, and they're like, wow, that really fucking happened. And I was just like, yeah. And let me tell you something, like, I'm not the type of girl that retaliates. I don't fucking fight. I'm the type of girl that calls the cops. And I'm just letting you know that if she ever puts her hands on me, like, I will make her a stripper forever. I will press charges on her. And they were like, hell yeah. Like, Daddy is that type of guy. He's just like, fuck yeah. Like, you need to do what you need to do. It's like, don't worry about it. He's just like, look, honestly, if I were you, I would talk to management, to upper management, and like let them know the situation. And I was just like, all right, cool, I'm gonna do that. But just letting you know, like, I'm not the type of girl. Just because you're a stripper, it doesn't mean you gotta act like one, you know? It's just like, have grace, you know, have grace, and like have ethics about it. Like, take some pride into like yourself. Like, it's just like, oh, like, it just pissed me off. And like I said before, this girl was fucking hot. Like, she was hot. All of her friends were hot, okay? And they make so much money. And it's just like, why are you yelling at me? Like, I'm not trying to compete with you, ho. Like, I was buying your fucking outfits from you. Like, what the fuck? And of course, because I'm like a scared little white girl, I end up buying pepper spray. I just started like thinking of like scenarios of like, when this bitch fights me, like, what can I do to like defend myself? And of course, like, I started bringing pepper spray to my work, and I would have like so many girls like, why are you carrying a pepper spray? And I would tell them the story, and they would tell me like, dude, Jasmine is like fucking weird. I started hearing all these stories from all of these girls, and they were like telling me like, I'm telling you, Holiday, like, you're not the only one, but like, I'm happy that like, you know, you have management behind your back, and you know, like, you got pepper spray, you're good. And then I remember security like saw me with my pepper spray, and they're like, hey, you can't have that, you know, because like that's actually like against the law. Like, you're in a closed environment. And like, yeah, like in the strip club, like there's no windows, there's only one door. If pepper spray were to be like, you know, be, you know, in the air, it would be kind of dangerous because like there's no like, you know, windows and shit. And so I told them like straight out. It's so funny because the same security that was like telling me don't carry pepper spray, he was the same guy that saved me from the situation that I'm about to tell you guys. But let's call this guy Greg, okay? Greg was all like, you cannot be walking around with pepper spray here at the club because like you're gonna get in trouble and you can actually get fired. So I told him like, listen, I'll put this pepper spray away. I'll put it back in my car, but like, I need to tell you the situation with Jasmine and her crazy ass. So I started telling him the story, and he's just like, listen, if Jasmine ever comes to you, threatens you and shit like that, like, come to me. I'll handle her ass. That's why you don't need pepper spray, because you got me. I'll take care of the situation. And I was like, all right, cool, great. Bitch, 3 days later, oh my gosh, shit got down. So it was a Saturday, and Saturday is busy because it's just like, I love Saturdays at the strip club because like that was like the day that I would make the most money and I would have so much fun. And so, of course, I was, you know, doing my thing, and I met with this really nice white guy. And see, like, this is my type of clientele, is that like I did really, really well with like younger white people. And because I was like technically a professional outside of my job, well, with other professionals, in this case, this guy was actually a nurse. And I was like, oh my God, you're a nurse? He's like, yeah, I'm a nurse. I work, you know, for like special needs kids. Like, he mostly does like disabled like kids. And I was like, oh, that's so awesome. I actually work as a behavioral technician. And he was just like, no way. And so we were bonding, and we were just going so well. And, you know, he was just like, hey, you know what? Like, I'm having a really good time with you. Let's go get a VIP. And I was like, fuck yes, bitch, let's go make some money. Let's go get a VIP. And like, now this particular Saturday, it was so fucking busy. It's busy to the point in where like I actually had to wait with my client to actually get a VIP room. And it's like that crazy. Like, I've never been to a strip club and where like you have to wait for your VIP room. That's when you know a club is good, okay? And so I remember fucking Greg was like, hey, Holiday, you're gonna be next, but you're gonna have to wait like about like 10-15 minutes because someone just got in. And I was like, all right, cool. So I was sitting like in the corner, and you know, I was like, you know, flirting with my dude. I was like, you know, trying to like keep the chemistry going. And immediately fucking Jasmine and another dude came in. But the thing is that Jasmine didn't see me, so she thought that she was ahead of me. And of course that wasn't the case because I came in first with my dude. And so the VIP room that I was waiting was finally available. And before I can get up and go into the VIP room, Jasmine's fucking crazy ass, she jumped into my room. And she immediately fucking obnoxiously like locked the fucking door. And I was just like, what the fuck? And so I look at fucking Greg, and Greg is like, Holiday, it's your turn to get into the room. And I was just like, Greg, I can't get into the room because Jasmine actually beat me to the punch. And he was like, what the fuck? And he goes in, and you guys, he opens the fucking door and he screams, Jasmine, get out of the room. I said it's not your turn. I said it's Holiday's turn. And she's like, what the fuck? And of course, she's yelling on top of her lungs. Dude, it's a fucking busy Saturday night. There's fucking tons of fucking people in the small ass VIP room. It like gets out and she's just like, what the fuck? What you mean Holiday is in front of me? Fucking stupid bitch, blah, 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 blah. She's like yelling every single name of the book. She's calling me all types of bitches. She's calling me all types of hoes. She's calling me all types of stupids. And I go because it's my turn. She's coming out. I have to go into the room. And I swear to God, I thought she was gonna like yank my hair. But this bitch was like, this stupid bitch, I fucking hate her. I can't stand her. And fucking Greg is like, calm the fuck down. Like, you need to calm down before I kick you out of the fucking club. Like, you need to calm down. And the nerd, really good looking white dude, he was super formal, totally professional. And he looks at her and he's just like, you need to calm down. And she's like yelling at the fucking client. The client, the guest of this establishment. She's just like, I fucking hate that stupid bitch. And of course, because I'm trying to throw shade, okay? Because I know this is my time to shine. I'm just like, don't listen to her. She's fucking crazy. Close the door. You guys, I couldn't even like dance. Like, I was like shaking. I was so embarrassed. Like, really, like, and the guy was just so sweet. He was like, I'm so sorry about what happened. And I was just like, no, I'm just really sorry. Like, you know, we're supposed to have fun over here. And I can't believe that happened. I'm so sorry. And he was just like, you know what? Like, it's not your fault. Like, and at this time, I remember when we had our conversation, I told him like, I can't wait to retire from the strip club because like this type of environment, like it gives me so much anxiety. And so he like told me, he's like, well, I hope you retire, you know, from the club as soon as possible, because like I could never imagine being in my place of work and this type of aggression being displayed on me. And it sucked, dude. Like, what the fuck? I was just so upset. Meanwhile, I'm like, you know, having this conversation and like dancing on this dude. I could hear this bitch still fucking yelling. And Greg is like, you need to calm down before I get you fired. He calms down, and then of course, because she's still waiting for a VIP room, she goes into a VIP room. I'm done with my VIP room and she's like still in there. The nurse feels like so bad. He's just like, I'm so sorry. He ends up tipping me like really well. And he's like, hey, you know, I'm so sorry for tonight. I hope everything goes well with your journey. And I was just like, thank you so much. And, you know, I go to Greg and I was just like, dude, like what the fuck just happened? And I tell Greg, I was like, this is the reason why I've been carrying pepper spray like this whole fucking time, because this bitch has already come up to me before, like all crazy. And like, if you weren't there, I don't know what the fuck would have happened. spewing all the tea, dude, while like she's in the room. And I'm like saying like, dude, she's just so like crazy. She's so neurotic. I've never done anything to her. Like, this is the reason why I've been carrying pepper spray. I'm like, you know, she's gonna do something to me. I'm gonna have to call the cops, and I don't want to do that. So Danny comes downstairs, and Danny's like, where is this girl? And they're like, she's still giving a lap dance. And so I tell Danny, I was like, dude, like she's like neurotic, she's fucking crazy. And he's like, dude, like, don't fucking worry about her. Like, all she does, like, this is all what she does. Apparently the bitch does sugar burgers all fucking night, and that's the reason why she fucking like acts like that. It's just like, I'm sorry, but like, I like to party, and I can never see myself in that situation. Like, what the fuck? So she comes out, and management like tells her, hey, you know what, if you ever do something to any of my girls while I'm here, I'm done. You're gonna be done. And so after that, like, that bitch like never fucking spoke to me. That bitch never like looked my way. Every time I would be like alone with her, I would treat her like a fucking rabid dog. I would fucking leave. If she was in the break room all by herself and I wanted to sit down, I'll be like, fuck it, I'm gonna go back to the floor. Like, I literally would avoid her like by all costs. It's like, dude, like, I don't want to be exposed to that shit. Like, clearly you're fucking crazy, and I don't want like your fucking vibes to be all attached to me. And you know, it turns out to be that like later on, you know, months after that accident, friends, like the three of her friends, they end up turning against each other. And so both of her friends, both Maritza and, you know, I think I called her Brittany, whatever, those two girls, they end up, you know, sticking to each other and being the best of friends. While, you know, Jasmine, who, you know, was all being big and strong and shit like that, breaking the friendship with them. And for sure, like, definitely, like, I didn't want anything to do with her. Actually, one time, I remember, like, I was walking to the locker room and she was doing her hair, and I looked in the mirror and she smiled at me. And I smiled back, but I was just like, bitch, like, you're crazy. Like, I don't want to be friends with you. Like, you're fucking wild. Story about how I almost got my ass kicked at the strip club. And it's just like, I have so many stories with the strip club, like, about like just girls being petty with each other and shit like that. And like, let me tell you something, like, there's a whole psychology about like why girls are like so aggressive with each other. And no, it's not a society thing. Stop it with y'all social justice warriors theories and shit like that. Like, there's like a real like, you know, like theory, like psychological evolutionary theory of like why girls are aggressive to each other. And the reason why they do it is because of survival. In that case, that fucking bitch thought that I was gonna steal her money. Like, that's a survival tactic. But the thing is that, like, I don't need to steal, okay? All I gotta do is just ask dudes to give me money, and they do it. Like, bitch, why do I have to steal your money? It's just like, it's just crazy. Like, I have so many stories of like just girls being like really, really petty towards me, or just being really condescending. But in the end of the day, you know, like, they do it because, like, you know, they do it because that's like their survival thing. And if that's the way that they can make themselves feel better about themselves, then, you know, so be it, ho. Like, be petty. I don't give a fuck. That's my story. I hope you guys liked it. If y'all want more stories about like bitches at the club, or like not even bitches at the club, you know, just like you know, my encounters with people, let me know. To like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if y'all want more videos like this, let me know. And if not, write it down in the comments what you guys want me to talk about. You know, if you guys like the setup, let me know. And yeah, make sure to follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you soon. Bye.